Okay, guys, let's get started with chapter 8 of Each Tiny Spark. Right now, I'm just like really feeling for Amelia. I know she's missed her dad a lot, and she kind of thought that them reuniting would bring out this connection between them and they'd get to catch up. But it just seems more and more like her dad is like distancing himself from her, and they don't understand each other because they've been away from each other for so long. So I'm really hoping that they can find a way to kind of mend their relationship and connect a little bit more. Let's see what happens in chapter 8. I had to stay after school to speak with Mrs. Jenkins, who asked about my homework and if I needed any help. No, thank you, I told her. But she still said she wanted to send a note to my teachers. I know Mom called her to make sure that I didn't forget anything. I felt my throat dry up and my cheeks burn. I told my mom that she didn't have to say anything to you. Amelia, I'm here for additional support you need. Anything. Oh, and let's talk about the electives for next year. I promised her I would have an answer at our next meeting, so she would let me go. When I arrived at the library, Gus is already waiting for me outside. He's filming a red brick building. He pans the camera to me when he notices I'm next to him. I really like this place, he says. The library is an old converted schoolhouse with enormous wooden beams, one huge window and carpeting that appears to have been stepped on for years. The whole room smells like old books. It's kind of stuffy and mildewy, but not in the lonely nobody lives here way. There's something about the smell that feels like it's whispering secrets to you. Like there's something to be discovered within its musty old walls if you just listen. I browse the local history section while Gus reads a book called Myths and Legends of the American South. There are chapters on different regions, he says a little too loudly. I check to see if the librarian is going to shush us. It feels like there's a chorus of stories about to sing out from these books at any moment, and I get to choose the songs to listen to. The librarian comes over and asks if I need any help. I'm okay, I tell her, but she says she must see the look on my face because she asks more questions. Are you in Mr. Rick's 6th grade social studies class, she asks? Yes, I tell her. A few of her classmates have already come in this week asking for more information for a project y'all are doing. My name is Mrs. Becker, she says. You can call me Liz. Liz, the librarian. Miss Liz lets out a hearty laugh and stops abruptly. She puts her finger to her lips, hushing herself, even though the library is mostly empty. Oops, she said. I laugh a little. Imagine a librarian hushing herself in her own library. I wonder why I haven't seen Miss Liz around. I know a lot of people because everyone needs an oil change at some point, and I've spent most of my life in Abuela's auto shop. Maybe Mrs. Liz doesn't drive. There is a bike locked out in front. Well, can I help you out, Miss Liz says. What's your name, dear? Amelia, I tell her. Okay, Amelia, she says. What are you looking to research? I tell her that I don't have a project topic yet. Well, she says, let's see. The project is supposed to introduce an imaginary visitor to Maryville, right? To our places of interest? Right. But everyone around here already knows Maryville, so that's hard. Well, what's your favorite thing to do in town, Miss Liz asks. I think. Café con leche. I drink it every morning with my mom before school. That's when we talk. My heart aches a bit when I mention mommy. What else? My dad just came back from service, and my abuela and I made him a special sandwich to welcome him home. So also that sandwich, but a visitor can't just go to my house to eat a sandwich. That would be a boring trip. If you invite them, it wouldn't. But it might get a little tiresome having all those people over at your house, huh? Yeah. So what makes that sandwich so special? Where can a visitor get a sandwich like the one your grandma made for your daddy? Well, I say, it's kind of got a perk that you can only buy in one store across town. It's where we get our cafe too. It sounds like that grocery store has some unique ingredients that might interest tourists, don't you think? I'm not sure what we'd do if Don Carlos's grocery Latino didn't exist. Abuela would probably make us move. I think I'm going to add Don Carlos's grocery Latino as the first step on my tour, I tell Liz. That's great. What do you think you'll write about it? This is a tough question. Disney World is a place for tourists. I see Don Carlos every week, but I never thought of this place as a destination. Sometimes we eat tacos in a little Mexican restaurant in the back of the store. Don Carlos came to my first communion, and he's been to every birthday party since I can remember. Don Felix, Don Carlos's butcher, is the one who delivers the pierna we eat on Noche Buena. He has dinner with us each year because Abuela insists he not eat alone on Christmas Eve. I think I'll talk to Don Carlos about his story, I say. Like why he opened a store in Maryville and when he opened it, stuff like that. I think it could be interesting for visitors to learn about Don Carlos while munching on garlicky pork sandwiches. You're making me hungry just thinking about it. It sounds like you have a plan. Now just let me know if I can help with anything else. I'll be over by the microfilm machine trying to fix it. It's been getting a workout this week. Miss Liz is easy to talk to. It doesn't seem like she's trying to help because she thinks you don't know the answer, or because she gets impatient when you take too long to come up with an answer yourself. Miss Liz turns to leave and I follow her. I want to know what a microfilm machine is and why it's broken.